Good morning, this is Janine, here to give you a tarot message. I'm going to pull some cards from Who Spilled the Tea, the Oracle cards. I think I'll do 5. I'll also pull 5 Beyond the Fog and Shade. And we're going to use the Popus Medieval Cat Tarot cards. If you like my message, please like, subscribe, and share the video. These are timeless readings, and I'm so happy to be back online for my soul tribe to give them a message. I also hope to give out a message about a narcissist and empathic relationship and how you can heal from the trauma that you do get from a narcissist. But I think I'll do that later today and then post it. Well, that being said, we should get on with our reading. First, I'd like to start off with cleansing the energy. I think we're going to use some sage. So here we go. It's been a while since I've been on. Been very, very busy. But hopefully things will calm down a little bit. Here's some sage for you. And sage the energy. And there we go. I love the way sage smells. Also, you can use sage to cleanse the energy around your home. And also, after your baths, you can clear away all negative energy by saging yourself. It's called smudging. Been doing that for a very long time. It's part of my culture. Let's see. Okay, so let's move these over here. Well, I call in spirit. At this time, if you are sound sensitive, please reduce the sound. I'm going to ring the sound bowl and call in the divine. Okay, soul tribe? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, we are in Mercury retrograde, so sometimes things have a way of repeating themselves. Especially old friends might come back into your life. Old lovers, old relationships, anything that was not settled in the past has its way of showing up right now while Mercury's in retrograde. Okay, that being said, let's call in the divine, the spirit, great spirit. Holy Spirit, we ask that you continue to guide us and protect us. We ask that you give us insight and guidance on our current situations. We ask that you lift the veil of falseness and reveal that which is hidden from us. And we thank you for your blessings, your wisdoms, your power, and your work in our lives. We also ask at this time that all monitoring spirits go deaf and blind during this reading, and that we get positive messages. We also want to thank the divine for everything here upon the earth, as above, so below, as above. For this earth, sun, moon, and stars, the universe, all the planets, just everything that we have, our pets, our family, our friends, our work, our transportation, and of course, all the blessings that we do receive from the divine. We say this in Jesus Christ's name, amen. Okay, let's see here. I think I'm going to do a Celtic cross, okay? But I'm going to first pull some oracle cards from this deck, Who Spilled the Tea? That way we can see what kind of energy we're working with. These are kind of new, so first time using them, I'm not sure what we're going to get. So it's going to be a surprise for both of us, or all of us actually. Like I said, these are timeless readings. Some or all may not resonate with you at this time. You could always come back to my channel, check out a video, and it may resonate with you at a later time. So we're going to pull 5 oracle cards. These kind of give us a glimpse into what we're going to be talking about, okay? First card out. Oh my goodness. Looks like you guys are all bossing up, okay? Boss mode. You're calling shots, not waiting for permission. Lead with clarity. Execute relentlessness. Okay, let's pull this right here. Hopefully you can see this. That's the energy we're going to be talking about. I hope everything can be seen because my son did change around my home, so I'm a little bit lost. Okay, next card out. Patience test. Time reveals truth. Trust the pace, not the panic. Let answers surface in stillness. So this time it's asking you to possibly meditate before you act. You know, it's always good to go within and then act. Okay? I hope you could see these cards. Okay, there we go. Okay, your next card out is you're almost there. Final 10%. Tightening screws. Breathe steady. Close the loop. Finish strong. Rest proud. Okay, you're almost there. Looks like it's going to be a pretty good reading, actually, if you're bossing up. You're in your own power. And your next card out. Sometimes we could all feel a little stressed. Starseed vibes. Sometimes you don't fit in the box. Build a new one. Share the coordinates. Sometimes you feel like you might not belong. Maybe you're in the wrong group of friends. Or you could be a black sheep of the family. You will find your soul tribe. More people that you will get along well with. Like I said, the past might be returning. Okay. And your next oracle card, and last, is the soul contract. A fated meeting arrives on time. Lessons in love include honoring an agreement. Okay, before you get into a love agreement, make sure that you're all on the same page. That being said, I would say make sure there's boundaries in place, what you will and will not accept. Also wonder if this is going to turn into a love reading. Make sure you understand what their boundaries are. And also, if it's true love and you're going to go into a contract, make sure that you're on the same page and you're building towards the same goal. Because in love, you should have the same goals. If you don't have the same goals and you cannot abide by the same boundaries that each one has, then it's probably not a good idea to get into that situation. But it does look like a positive reading is going to come out, and it does look like it might be a reading that you've healed, and now it's time for you to get out and about and enjoy life a little, find a soulmate. I'd rather have a soulmate than a twin flame, because a twin flame usually teaches you lessons. And you're supposed to boss up together with a twin flame relationship and then come together. But most of the time you don't. You just learn a lesson. But remember, when things happen to you, it's for your own good. And if you look at everything as a lesson, it doesn't hurt so bad. Okay? So, here we go. Let's do a Celtic cross. So, with the Celtic cross, the first card out is going to be your signifier. Okay, let me give this a 3-card shuffle and then a cut. Soul contract could be anybody, actually. It could be a friend, family member, or are a person of love interest. It is people that come into your lives. Okay, here we go. Your first card out is going to be you, the main issue. It is called the signifier. Let's see. We got the Ace of Cups. Oh my goodness, that's wonderful. Okay. Your second card out is a challenge. It's going to be a challenge. You're transforming, you're ending something, which brings in something new, something very emotional. Death card is about transformation. Something's ending, so something new can begin. So that's a challenge. As above, what does the divine message have for you? This is what inspires you, the King of Wands. And what are you reaching for? You're reaching for the King of Wands. That's a fire energy. That could be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius energies. Also, the Cups is Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Death card is Scorpio. Okay, your next card out is below the foundation that you're standing on right now. The foundation happens to be the Nine of Pentacles. Wow. That's very grounded signs. The grounding signs would be Pentacles, element is Earth. Has to do with your finance, career, material, physical, practical, stability, possessions, and nature. And the sign associated would be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay. Now your fifth card is your future. This one's going to be your future card. Your future card is, you're taking stock of things. You're looking at what worked and what didn't work in your life. So you're kind of having a little bit of rest period, and you're, looking at things that worked in the past and things that didn't. So that's the Seven of Pentacles. It's also the signs of Earth, and that rules Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Virgo and Capricorn. This is your past. Is an Ace of Wands. These are new beginnings and endings. Okay. There are also opportunities. You have two aces on the board, so these are beginnings and endings. New opportunities are coming in. In the past, maybe the past couple of months, you've had a lot of new opportunities coming towards you because you did put something to rest in your environment. Your next card out is going to be your approach, and I hope I'm going to be able to show all this. Okay, hang on a second. Let me adjust this. Pull this out. And since it's going to be Celtic Cross, I'm praying I could show you it all. Okay. So I'm going to go over here, adjust this a little bit. Bear with me for 1 minute. Your next card out is going to be, how do you tackle the new energy? This emotional, somebody wants to offer you their cup of love. It looks like it's going to turn into a love reading. So you or somebody is going to be the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands, it's a fire energy. They want to take action. Looks like I said, you've had to put something to rest, so something new wants to come in and begin. This is a fire card, so the spark within you has been ignited. The Ace of Cups is emotional. It's a cup of love. Somebody offering you a cup of love. And I think it might be this Knight of Wands. However, I believe you are in your King of Wands energy. So that is going to be the approach. How to tackle an issue. Knight of Wands takes action. Fast moving card. Let's see. The energy here would be Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Okay, your next is your advice action card. Your advice action card is going to be the Four of Wands. Fours have to do with stability, structure, and you're manifesting this into your life. Okay? So, maybe you're wanting to manifest somebody new in your life. And this is your hopes and fears. Ten of Swords. Yeah, I could see that could be a hope and a fear. And the reason why I say Ten of Wands is a lot of thought processes. Tens could also be renewal, completion, and end of cycle. So it does look like you did end a cycle. Because you're taking stock from something in your past that happened. Might have to do with the Knight of Wands. Maybe you're looking for new love because the spark has returned back into you. You're looking at the past. Okay, and the final outcome is going to be, oh my gosh, the Empress. This is going to be a beautiful reading, actually. So we're going to talk a little bit about this. And I'll give you some more information. And then I'll try to pull it together. Let's see. So it does look like you're bossing up. You transformed. You're in your energy right now. You're looking for possibly an emotional connection. So this might turn into a love reading. I might get some love oracle cards at the end. But we're going to take a look and see. This is you right now. You do have an offer coming in. An offer of love. Or maybe you're acting out of love. Let's see. The Ace of Cups, or the Chalice, represents the element of water and deep emotions. The ace symbolizes new emotional beginnings. A new person or situation will be encountered that will bring you great joy and new blessings. This may signify a birth or a marriage. So somebody might be coming in to offer you their cup of love. Like I said, I believe that might be what's coming in towards you, because you did have to put something to death. This is an oracle card. It's also Scorpio. This is the death card. That's what's crossing you right now. It's transformation. Maybe you had to go in and take a evaluation of something that didn't work in the past. You put it to rest, and you're transforming it. Once you end something, something new begins. It's just the way life is. So possibly you're having a transformation at this time. This is not a real death, though. This is the death of an old self, an old way, okay? It's transforming your life. The most misunderstood and feared card of the whole tarot deck, the Death card. But the Death card, just like the rest, is a metaphor. It signifies change or rebirth, much like the phoenix that rises from the ashes to live again. Here the figure of death itself stands waiting, watching, and ready. Okay? When this card comes up in a reading, it is imperative that we look around ourselves for opportunities of change and transformation. We may be facing great upheavals in our lives, which this card reminds us to see the positive side of it. What occurs is a shape-shifting, a redefining of who we are and what we are about in this life. Like the butterflies here, you see the butterflies? It is a metamorphosis. You're transforming your life. We can rise above, stronger, lighter, and able to fly. When this card appears in the spread, depending on the position it is in, we may either have already seen the upheaval and must adjust our view of the changes in our lives, or we may be heading into the storm. Either way, it is a card about transformation. So you've possibly had to end something to begin something new, and you're transforming it. And once this passes, you're going to have a rebirth, a renewal. Okay? So that's not really a card to be scared of. It's actually a wonderful card, especially with the Empress as the outcome. The Empress is all the queens of the deck. Okay? Let's see. As above. So this is what card the Divine wants you to know. You might be in this energy, and I believe you are, because this is what the Divine wants you to know. It's a very good energy. The King of Wands takes action. Hang on a second, I'll let you know about him. He is very fair. He's very just. Indicates important job or plans that are happening right now in your life. You have a lot of plans. It's fire, so your plans are going to work. It's having that spark within you. Definitely, it's a spark within you, and it's a pretty, it's more than a spark, it's like a flame. Okay, since you've renewed your energy, the King of Wands signifies that there's a flame inside you right now that's burning. The King of Wands is a creative and powerful, very creative person. Has a lot of confidence, mastery over passions, can also be a passionate leader, very charismatic person, and you may be experiencing some spiritual gifts at this time. If you listen really hard, there's going to be a lot of messages from the Divine. The King of Wands stands for the most stable use of our inner fire and masterful self-expression. When the King shows up as an outcome card, be ready. Be ready, because you're receiving messages from the Divine. This is as above, so below. Okay? At the end of this journey, you'll be feeling powerful and creating with great confidence. Instead of being controlled by the urges of passions, you'll feel like you have mastery over them. The King of Wands says this is a charismatic person who's warm, naturally attracts people. Spiritually, this king can indicate spiritual experiences, being able to live in harmony between the spiritual and material worlds. We know you are fierce. However, if you're pulling the King of Wands, it's a bad indication. However, you have this amazing flame. It's part of the Divine that comes from your heart. So you might be having some spiritual experiences right now. And remember that you're very charismatic. People are drawn to you. You're very creative. You have mastered your creativity at this point in your life. Okay? So keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. If you have gone into this transformation, you're on the right path, the divine says, according to the divine. Okay. Let me look at one thing. Hang on a second. I'm on a card spot. Okay. Now, what is below is going to be the Nine of Pentacles. This is the foundation you're standing on. And this is a mighty good foundation, okay? It is a good, the Nine of Pentacles here is a very good foundation. This is usually about a single person that is doing very well for themselves. Their foundation is sturdy. There's only one more card that can trump this card, which would be the Ten of Pentacles, or Ten of Coins. And that usually has to do with business and partnerships, a happy ending. But right now, it looks like you're standing in your power with the Nine of Coins. You're making sure all your needs are met, all your bills are paid, and you have a little bit extra. So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good energy here. Let's put this up here, because I think that you, my soul tribe is in King of Wands energy, and you have this mastery over your creative endeavors. Whatever you're wishing and manifesting for, it will come, because you have the divine's backing at this point, because you've gotten and healed and you transform. And the Nine of Pentacles, like I said, is a very good card. You're able to take care of yourself and possibly others very well. It indicates our abilities to build our own abundance in life by accepting all that life has to offer. When we do not immerse ourselves too deeply in our ambition and allow ourselves to stop and smell the roses, we can find much greater physical fulfillment and balance. It is up to us to embrace those things in life that make us happy. So it looks like you're able to make yourself happy, to go out and enjoy life. Stop and smell the roses a little bit. You have mastery over whatever you are creating in your life. Your foundation looks very positive. So now that you've built your foundation, it's time to take a little bit of a break and enjoy it, because you put in the hard work. The hard work of transforming is a very powerful time. You know, it can also, when you're going through rebirth, you're actually, how can I say this? You're mixing your shadow side with your light side, and you're taking a look at your shadow side. So it looks like you came out okay, and you're doing great. As above, so below, so above, below, as above. It looks like you're being blessed for this transformation that you went through. Okay? And it looks like you have an offer of love here. Now, the Ace of Wands is another spark. Okay, this is your past. Yeah, it's your past. It's what's behind you. So, possibly, this is what got you into your passionate energy in the first place, to be able to go in and create something in your life, and to get into this energy of self-sufficiency, okay? So now it's time that you're self-sufficient, you're established. It's time to take a little bit of a break. Enjoy yourself. Stop and smell the roses. Have a good time here and there, but make sure that you do not get too arrogant. You know, make sure you count your blessings. That's what I'm trying to say. it's the divine that has actually made sure that you are on a steady foundation. Okay, the Ace of Wands shows the beautiful ornate wand wrapped with what appears to be a crystal egg. Right here, you see the egg? That is a beginning. That is a creative beginning. It is the flame within you. The egg is a symbol of new beginnings. There is a salamander or lizard snake snaking his way around the wand, showing its connection with the element of fire and the powers of spiritual regrowth and renewal. A new idea, career, spiritual path, or creative venture will open up for you. Okay, so this was your past. So with this new creative endeavor that you had, now you have mastery over it, which has gotten you to a stable foundation. Okay, this is a very beautiful reading. Your next card out is the Seven of Pentacles, and that has to do your approach, how you're approaching things right now. You're looking right now at what worked before, what didn't work. You're taking an assessment. You're possibly this man or this little kitty is kind of looking at his crop of what he's brought in. He's taking an assessment. Did that work? Did that creative endeavor here work for you? It looks like it did. It looks like you had mastery. So what can you do to make it better? So I think that's what you're doing right now. And the Seven of Wands, no, we're going to Pentacles, sorry about that. So sevens represent reflection, taking assessment, and gaining knowledge of something that you did prior, something from the past. Like I said, this is really a beautiful energy read. I couldn't have asked for a better energy read, actually. So we're going to do coins. The Seven of Coins, which is also Seven of Pentacles. It depicts a small but fruitful harvest that is possible when we carefully evaluate where we are in our lives. We are applying our energy in a positive way. Instead of feeling sad that we only have a small harvest, we begin to see that we have everything we need and nothing goes to waste. So you take an assessment, and it looks like that nothing's going to go to waste in your creative endeavors. This could also be bringing in love, especially because I think you're in the single energy, but you're very fruitful. Okay, so your next card is going to be an advice card. This is the advice card. It's action ideas to help you tackle the issue. All right, let's see what it says. The Knight of Wands is going to be fast-moving energy. Think about wands. It's a fire element. And think how fast fire moves, especially when there's wind. Fire moves pretty darn fast. So I think you're moving in your creative endeavors very fast and getting a lot of stability. And that's what I'm seeing right here. You're bossing up. Okay, you're definitely bossing up. And possibly the reason why is because you've had the patience and you have transformed, and you might have even surrendered to the divine to get where you need to be in life. Let's see, how is this going to relate? It does say to stop and take an assessment. And remember, you're almost to the top. You're almost there. It's time to maybe rest proudly. You know, take a few breaks. Stop and smell the roses. Because you will find who fits into your world now. Okay? You're going to get a soul tribe. New friends, new people that are more like you. You might feel a little bit out of your element right now because of this transformation, but it's going to call in a love interest. Okay, the Knight of Wands. Like I said, it's a fiery, passionate energy. It moves fast. It's a beautiful energy to be in, actually. The Four of Cards. So that's... If this is a person, though, I have to warn you. If this is a person coming into your life, and not really you with a creative endeavor, if this is a person coming into your life, be careful for the Knight of Wands. They are very passionate, but knights are only here for a short time, not for a long time. You want more of a king to match your energy, okay? Especially as an empress. So a knight may be wanting to come in, but remember to find out what their intentions are, because they act with passion, with their wand, okay, if you know what I'm saying. Knights talk about the next stage of personal growth, or this could be a person that might be interested in you for love. But as far as your creative endeavors, you're having some personal growth, and you're in the action stage. When we have already begun to move forward in a new direction, we must then commit ourselves to an amount of the work necessary to make it happen. Knights depict us in a stage of movement and effort, and if we pursue it with vigor, we will begin with positive results. If we're not seeing movement occur, we may need to reapply ourselves with renewed energy. But if this is going to be a knight that's coming in to offer you a cup of love, could be a Cancer, Scorpio, or a Pisces, after your transformation, something ended in your life, now something new wants to come in. They may be coming in with this energy, okay, when they're offering you this cup of love. So just be careful. This is just a word of warning, okay? If you want a lot of passion, this is the night that's going to bring passion, okay? For sure. So it may turn out to be a lovely experience. Depends on what you're looking for. Personally, whether it be in this king energy, king or queen energy is also a very good energy to be in. But a knight is taking action, fast action, maybe on your creative endeavors. Okay? But if it is a person, I'm giving you a word of warning. Remember where you've been. Take stock of your last relationship. Do you want to be back in with somebody who doesn't commit? This is a knight that doesn't really commit. They're just here for a good time, not for a long time. So be careful. They're just acting upon their passions. Okay, if that is in this reading. But personally, for your personal growth, it's time to take action. If you feel slow and sluggish, it might be time to take an assessment, maybe pause a little bit, and then gain your momentum again, okay? What you're looking for, it appears, the members of my channel, the Soul Tribe members, is it looks like you are looking for a Four of Wands. This is stability, structure. You might be manifesting at this time. And your manifestations are going to come. Whatever you're manifesting, you have all the elements here that you can manifest. Okay? So, Four of Wands. That's also having that fire within you. This Four of Wands, it's related to Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. It's a sign that while we may not be happy with our things that are not quite finished, but we're still learning those emotional aspects of our life, which we have already completed. We should not focus on the discontent to the point where we miss something good that is being offered to us. Often, that which is offered is right under our nose, and we do not recognize it because we are dwelling on the negative. So, Instead of dwelling on the negative, look for all the positives, all the blessings that are coming towards you through this creative endeavor. Even this Knight of Wands might be a good, you know, person to go out and have fun with. Just remember, they come with a lot of passion, and boundaries might be necessary, okay? Now, this is the card of your hopes or your fears. Things you look or you are dreading right now. And I see this as a Ten of Swords, so you might be worried about your next relationship due to a past relationship. Due to this ending, it might have you a little bit worried at this point because somebody might have stabbed you in the back. But this card is asking you to not dwell on that. Don't dwell on the ending that occurred to make you go through this transformation. Don't, look towards the past. Try to look towards the future and be optimistic and be hopeful, because this Knight of Wands wants to come in and have a good time, okay? Not here for a long time, though. Remember that. Just a good time. So it might be fun just to go have some fun. All right? So, your fear is the Ten of Swords. Swords usually is about thoughts, logic, it could be communication, or even your perception and having some awareness. Okay, so you know what you don't want. We know that. This could be a fear of yours that you might need to overcome. I believe it is. The Ten of Swords is the accumulation of all the negative energy contained in our present situation. However, it is also a sign that once we have hit rock bottom, there is nowhere to go but up. Whatever has been hanging over us has not only ended, but as often, for some time, we must recognize this and finally release it for good. We can take comfort knowing what is taken away makes room for new beginnings. So if this is talking about your past person, it looks like a new person wants to come in and offer you a cup of love. I think it might be sincere. At the same time, might come in for a good time. A good time might turn into a long time, who knows? Because you are in this Empress energy. Everything, you are all the queens. You have that spark of fire in you from the divine. You have balanced thoughts and communication at this time. You're very charismatic at this time. You have a lot of love to give. So that's the major elements of all the queens. But as the Empress, she empowers all the queens. She knows she could grow. She could grow things, and she has a lot of confidence in herself, and she has a lot to offer. Okay, and Empress is pretty high ranking up there, actually. And I think my soul tribe, if you're an Empress or Emperor energy, this is a very good card to have, that energy. And it does look like the outcome. The outcome is, if you stay on your path of the transformation here, and know that these new beginnings are coming towards you, even though you have this fear, this is just a fear, it's a thought, okay? It's okay to have those thoughts. It's a major arcana card. Like I said, she embodies all of the queens in the deck, or kings. Place the roles where you need them to go. That's why I said even if you're a masculine or feminine energy, you might be in this King of Wands energy, and that's having mastery over your creative endeavors, okay? You have gone in and taken stock. You go back and look, make sure you take an assessment of where you've been and where you're going. Looks like you're going into Empress or Emperor energy. When the Papus, which is the Empress, is our spiritual mother, the Empress is the Mother Nature herself, an icon of great warmth, abundance, and physical well-being. She welcomes all the prosperity that life has to offer. She's a symbol of all that is possible for us in our lives, all the riches we deserve. We simply have to reach out and bring it to ourselves. The Papus, or the Empress, has challenged us to look in the mirror and see inside ourselves of our spiritual destiny. The Empress asks us to take what we see and transform it into a richer, fuller life. She's embodied of life that is enriched by spiritual awareness. When the Empress comes up in a reading, it is time to ask ourselves how in our lives we might be overlooking possibilities to take our faith, our beliefs, and make them into reality upon this physical sphere. As above, as below, as below, as above. Okay? We need to make our beliefs a reality, make it real. She marks a time when the learning and growing can no longer continue until we start practicing what we preach. We are already applying this, and where can we change and embody this practice of bringing in everything that we deserve in life? So, like I said, the Empress, she calls it in. She doesn't necessarily, Empress does not chase either. For example, if this knight wants to play games, she's not going to tolerate playing games as an Empress energy. She does not chase. She sits quietly. She knows her garden is growing and her life is growing in a positive manner, and she sits and waits for everything to come to her. Okay? So, or him. This is the boss energy here. Okay? A very powerful reading. All right, so let's read a little bit about the boss mood. Now we got through that. Energies here. Let me call out the energies. Virgo, Gemini. I know Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. Fire. So we have Earth, Air, Fire. The signs associated is Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries. Aries. Once again, fire energy element is Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. We have Pentacles, which is Earth. That has to do with everything upon the earth, earthly realm, and that is finances, career, material, physical, practical, stability, possessions in nature. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. This is like the best one. These two cards together are really good cards because this is taking an assessment of where you've been. This is where you are right now, and you are pretty darn stable. Transformation is a Scorpio card. Ace of Cups. The cups, the element would be water, and that would be Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. So you might be dealing with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio that wants to come in and offer you a cup of love. You yourself are in these two energies. You have mastery over your creativity. You are calling in either this knight or either a fire sign or a water sign, because you've been offered this creative endeavor. Now, boss mode. That is a number 2. Step into your authority. The moment needs your leadership. Let's see. You carry natural authority. Your decisions have impact, and your presence influences outcomes. You rise with clarity, not ego. You're laying a foundation right now. You're in boss mode. Okay. Here's some guidance. Identify one area where leadership is required. Your schedule, your communication, or your decisions. Make a clear choice without over-explaining. Remove unnecessary noise and commit to one's intentional actions and reclaim authority. Leadership grows through being consistent and grounded decisions. How you're going to get that is time reveals truth. I think you're surrendering to the higher power, to the divine. See if I can find this card. Doesn't give me an index. Okay. Here we go. I have it. Got it. Okay. Like I said, these are new cards for me, so I have to find out the meaning of all of them. This is called the patience test. Progress continues quietly. Hold your center. Okay, go within. Hold your center. Your positive affirmation for this is you're growing and evolving, even when this is the transformation. Even when the results remain quiet. Remember, slow and steady progress is still sacred and meaningful progress. Okay? So that's what we have for that card. This one here, you're almost there. Okay? Let's see that card. So you're almost there. This way. Almost there. Remember, final 10%. Tighten screws. Breathe steady. Close the loop. Finish strong and rest proud. And this is what the one that says take a rest. Learn to smell the roses. You're almost there. You're so close to a breakthrough. Stay steady. Your affirmation. Your progress, however gradual, is authentically real. You are significantly closer to your success than your fleeting doubts suggest. That's beautiful. I like that, okay? That's some good cards. Okay. Starseed vibe. You might not fit in to your usual crowd. You might have to be patient with yourself and call in the people that are most like you now that you've transformed. Well, let's see what that card says. I gotta find it in the little book here. The little book. It looks like you're trying to find where you fit in now, that you have transformed. You will find your soul tribe. You will find the people that vibe with you at a higher elevation than those that are lower elevated. A starseed or a healed person. Starseed vibes. Rest is a right, not a reward. Release guilt at this time from your past. Positive affirmation. Execute one act and focus observation. This is not about connection. This is data extraction. So figure out if who you're hanging around with really vibes with who you really are. Attend a gathering, a meal, a drink, meeting, and do not speak. Instead, record, note the precise angle at which they tilt their heads during laughter.
time the microseconds of delay before the reciprocal nodes. Map the thermal patterns of conversations. Which topics generate warmth, which cause temperature to drop. Your goal is not to belong, but to understand their algorithm.
So, be more patient with people, and do vibe checks periodically when you're around people, and try to understand where they're coming from. Maybe look at a different perspective at this time. Like I said, you may not vibe with everybody right now, so kind of there'll be cues that will tell you whether or not that's the group that you want to participate in. And it looks like you might be calling in a soul contract. This could be friend, family, lover. Yeah, you might be having a connection come in with these two cards. It does look like there might be a love connection, but I'll get a little bit more. Where's the two cards that I did see? Okay. Because of your transformation, take an assessment on your past. You've transformed. You are single right now, because the Nine of Pentacles has to do with being single. Looks like you might be calling in a soul contract. A fated meeting arrives on times. Lesson in love include honor the agreement. Okay? This connection or lesson unfolds exactly as your soul intended. Or it could be something from your past. Remember, if you had a soul connection with somebody from your past, take it as a lesson. Lesson learned, okay? No matter what. Lesson learned. Thank you, next. Okay? Positive affirmation. You walk a path aligned with deeper soul agreements. Every person, lesson, and crossing carries a purpose for your evolution. What you need to do right now is reflect on the person or situation that feels significant. Identify the lessons. Was it about patience? Was it about clarity? Was it about boundaries? Was it about being vulnerable? Was it about somebody trying to break your soul? It's time to take an assessment, but then release it. Go ahead, take an assessment, and then release it. What lessons did you learn? Okay? Respond consciously instead of reacting impulsively. Deepen important connections with honesty and slow down around heavy ones. Honor the phase your soul is moving through at this time. Well, that was beautiful. So it does look like you might be calling in love. Could be possibly with the Knight of Swords or a couple of Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Or you have their interest at hand. But let's get a few more oracle cards real quick. Oh, I put these away. I don't get the decks all messed up. I'm happy to give you the reading. Like I said, if you like my readings, please like, share, and subscribe. Or just hit that like button. I plan on doing an empath and a narcissist reading. Remember, even with a narcissist, you do gain some knowledge of where you've been and the lessons you have learned. But that's for a later time. It does look like you are in an Empress or Emperor energy, and that's a positive energy to be in at this time. You're going with your creative endeavors. You're creating mastery of them. So that is also a good sign that you're on the right path of your transformation. It's a rebirth you're going through. So let's see if I can give you a couple of these cards, and then I'm also going to give you, since that turned into a little bit of a romance love reading, because it does look like you do have a couple love coming in. Could be family member, could be friend, could be a lover. So I'm going to give you a romance oracle cards, maybe a pile of 3. You could pick 1, 2, or 3, and
But let's see if we can get some more information from the Beyond the Fog and Shade of your current situation. I hope they're really good positive cards. Hope they don't talk about nothing in the past. Let's look towards the future. Divine, Spirit, Holy Spirit, please give me some good positive cards for my collective, for my soul tribe. You look to be fired up right now. Okay. I'm going to take this as a positive card. You have the flame within you. You're fired up, ready to go on your creative endeavors. Some of you might be mad though. You might want to come in and cause some chaos in your life because there's sorrow, madness, struggle, agony, and falsehood. They might be mad because you're fired up and you're having this great new beginning. But remember, you're on a journey, you're on a voyage, okay? Continue with the flame within inside you because you're being very creative. You're procreating with the universe, with the divine, okay, at this time. You might be being released from having some confinement. You may be taking assessment. You might have not been able to grow. And you might have had to transform out of that relationship and moving towards a more healthier and balanced relationship. And touching the boundaries, the boundless limits of the universe. You're a star. Remember that. You are a star. Okay? You're a starseed. That's beautiful. So there might be somebody from your past that's a little mad because you're no longer involved with them. You're not my master. My life, my rules. I'm unchained. I think you are single. And I think that you are calling in somebody who is your equal match. You're going to have a soul contract because you have transformed. And you're procreating with the universe, with the divine. Okay, so let's do piles 1, 2, and 3. I'll give you a few minutes. Remember, go with the first number in your head. And then I'll try to bring it all together. And we'll find out what does the Romance Angel Oracle cards have for you today. Remember, piles 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. We need some positive messages out here. Positive messages for my soul tribe. They are releasing. They're getting into their creative endeavors. They're calling in what they want right now. Okay? 1, 2, 3. 1. Oh, that one wanted to flip out. Okay, there. 1, 2, 3. All right. Now remember, 1, 2, or 3, whatever number came to your head first, that's the number to stick with, okay? So, if you pick pile 1, okay. Let's see. You deserve love at this time, and you are very lovable. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. That's what I told you. Stop and smell the roses, see? Let your friends help you. That goes with that one card I told you that you might feel a little awkward in some groups, but you'll find your soul tribe. Ask for and accept support from others. Okay? It doesn't ever hurt to ask. Okay, that's pile 1. Pile 2. Oh my goodness. Okay. Be careful. Like I told you, be careful. Somebody might be coming in with just passion. Although, it might be fun. We're all grown folks around here. Allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. However, someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. There might be some deception. This could be a past person. But remember, in your next relationship, remember to get to know each other. Ask you as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, and your bond deepens. That way you could avoid the deceptions. Okay. If you pick pile 3, this is talking about being single. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. You're no longer in chains. Love is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. Let go of control issues. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. So, you're going to want to let your friends help you. Let go of this deceptive person right here. Let go. Let your friends help you. You do deserve love. You are attracting romance into your life. You freed yourself, remember that. The love you're waiting for is worth waiting for because there's going to be a lot of passion, but take time to get to know each other before you act upon the passion, if you want a long-lasting relationship. That being said, that is the reading, and thank you for listening to me. I greatly appreciate you stopping by, taking your time out to check out my channel. Enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.